everyone. I just wanted to make a quick video, and I'm not a motivational speaker or anything like that, but I wanted to make a video about something that I was just listening to. So I'm listening to probably a very old, about a year old podcast right now on the Joe Rogan Experience, and it's a conversation between him and Derek from More Plates, More Dates. And as you know, I follow, I'm with Merrick Health. I am a patient of theirs. Not on TRT or anything like that, but I am using supplements, and I'm letting them kind of guide my longevity and my health and my overall well-being with the partnership of my PCP. So I do respect Derek greatly. I respect Joe Rogan and Peter Tia and all these other people that are in the industry. And I don't know how much credit I hold. I just have a master's degree in sports science. I'm a certified athletic trainer, board certified, a licensed athletic trainer, and converted into the safety field with general industry. But anyways, that's kind of just the background. So why I'm making this video, they were talking in about an hour into it, an hour and 40 minutes to be precise into it. They mentioned want, and how that is like a motivational factor. And they were also talking about how like your baseline of expectations changes throughout your life. And they made a couple good points that I completely agree with. One of the comparisons that they talked about was, somebody who was born into nothing and worked for everything that they had, right? There's just like a factor of resilience there compared to somebody who was born into money and then just had to learn how to use that money and to work hard to sustain that money, compared to somebody who was born into nothing and had to make something out of nothing. There is a different factor of resilience and a different mentality that goes behind that. Now, I'm not discrediting the person that learned how to work hard and maintain their money. That is a feat in itself, but there's just a different piece of the puzzle that is missing. And so I do completely agree with that point that they both tried to make. But there was something underlying here, and they were talking about the baseline of expectations. And I think this is probably my number one motivational driver in my life. So growing up, I didn't have much. My dad worked his hardest to give me everything I can, everything that I wanted. But I do remember getting my first job. And at the time, I didn't want to get my job. I didn't want to get that job because all I cared about was video games and sports, football to be exact. I thought I was going to be in the NFL at some point. Everybody always told me I was good enough to do it and things like that. But I quickly realized that the things I wanted to do in high school, I needed money for, so I got a job. At that job, I made $15 an hour in high school, which is a lot, right? $15 an hour as a dietary aide in high school, serving food at a nursing home. So that baseline salary, $15 an hour, that became my expectation for my next job, and my next job, and my next job, and my next job. And what I expected out of life and how I was able to live off of that. Now, you got to think, $15 in high school, without a bill to pay, without anything, any kind of responsibilities, I probably made myself counterproductive in a way, meaning I was careless with that money. And then I developed a way of life of buying whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted it, spending it on useless video games, parties in high school, things like that. And I probably developed I could do this. And how do I sustain that, right? And then let's fast forward into college life, and now I'm not working anymore because college has taken over. And during that time, I wanted to do similar things, and I really just couldn't. But my want and desire motivated me to make that as a compliment, as an accomplishment, something that I can accomplish, something that I must accomplish because that is the baseline for my life now. wanted that as my life. I wanted to be able to enjoy college, buy what I wanted when I wanted. So what did I do? I started doing personal training, and I got another job, a job that was willing to work around my hectic college schedule. So personal training here and there because of my sports medicine knowledge that I was obtaining while in college, as well as my physique that I was working towards, was able to get me some students who were willing to pay me to help them out. And then I graduated from college, and my sports medicine degree and my athletic training certification made me quickly realize that the athletic training salary just isn't conducive to a normal lifestyle for somebody who is holding a master's degree. So with my master's degree, the starting base salary for an athletic trainer at what jobs are available, which is going to be high schools, is probably $50,000 a year. Now, $50,000 a year was not enough to buy a house, to even rent nowadays, own a car, so buy my own car, pay all my bills, and in some circumstances, depending on who you are, how are you going to support your spouse and your children on $50,000 a year? You're just not going to. And the stars kind of aligned for me in a sense with that. I quickly realized that baseline I wasn't going to meet, meaning I wasn't going to meet the baseline to support myself, my beautiful girlfriend, and my daughter now. But even just me and her in a house at that point. So stars aligned, 2020 hit, they cut the contracts for me in my school, meaning I was out of a job. So what did I do? Because I set that baseline for myself, and I've always had that want and desire to be able to, move forward in that resilience of being born into nothing, to move forward and make myself better. I quickly adapted, found a profession in safety where I can use my body mechanics knowledge, my biomechanics knowledge, and quickly convert that into something that is useful for general industry, meaning ergonomics. Personal training and sports medicine taught me how a body is supposed to move and how that body can and cannot get injured. Can and cannot get injured is very important to warehouses across the United States. They don't want their employees to get hurt. What can they do to make them feel better and prevent them from being hurt? There's tons of things, right? And I just turned the air off. I noticed you guys were probably hearing that. Hopefully you could hear me over it. But yeah, so they don't want people to get hurt. So I developed a program using my biomechanics, background for a relatively large warehouse that deals with pet food and things like that. So I walked in at the ground level of that, safety coordinator, ground level of that. Within 7 months, I was promoted to safety specialist. And then shortly after, the stars aligned again, and my manager at the time went on paternity leave, and then I was given the opportunity to kind of show that I could perform at the safety manager level. I think I performed pretty well. Unfortunately, did not get the position, and then I interviewed for an outside company and moved forward with that. Now I'm at the senior EHS level, which is pretty much the manager level in their org chart. But what am I trying to say with this journey? I'm trying to say that people who are born into nothing have a different resilience and want. And if you don't know how to find your want and your desire, just think about the things that you want in life and in the terms of what you're good at, right? And why are you good at those things? It's because you want to be good at those things. So for example, if you're a gamer and you log on every single day to play that game, why do you think you do that? Yes, there's a dopamine rush. Yes, there's this sense of it makes you feel good, kind of helps you escape from reality. But if you dig a little deeper, the reason why you're playing that game every day is because you want to be better at it, or you want to progress in it. You want a different baseline day in and day out of where you are in that game. take that experience and put it in your life. You could find ways to mimic that want and that trajectory in life, and in the game, and put it into your real life. I mean, they're called RPGs in some senses because they are role-playing games. Your life could essentially be the same thing. You do tasks, aka at a job, you get rewarded. It's pretty much the exact same thing. So, all in all, I'm going on for 10 minutes here. I just wanted to show that, like, there is just a level of, how your body and your mindset is always going to change. Your mindset is always going to change. $15 an hour was my old baseline, and I was like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. And now I wouldn't even be able to take a step closer to that ever. I would not be able to go back down there and still be able to sustain my life. And it's because my baseline of living is different. And that's because I wanted it that way. And I used my desires and my ability to be resilient and my experiences of life to adapt and overcome any challenges that are set in my way, my path. Now, does that mean that I didn't get lucky in some senses? No, I did. I think the issue that we had back in 2020 definitely caused a lot of headaches for people, but it opened up a whole career path for me, and I couldn't be more thankful for that. And I was able to utilize that experience to continue to move forward. But let me know what you guys think about this topic as well. Like, how have you used your past experiences where you had to be resilient, or your past experiences with your baselines, and how they've changed, right? And don't include like the outside external factors of like inflation and bills and things like that. Just think about what you do with your baseline in life, whether it be a measure of happiness, a measure of free time. Maybe time is your most important value. Measure of money. Like, what is it that your baseline is, and what have you done to maintain that baseline and move forward? And I'm just curious. I don't know. I'm just sitting here thinking about and listening to this podcast, and they talk about a lot of good topics in here, and they're starting to get on the example of Conor McGregor and his injuries and things like that. And do they think he'll be able to get back in the ring? And I think without a baseline expectation for himself and without the want to get back in there, he won't be able to. But he is a man who is going to have those expectations for himself, and a want and a desire to get back in there and be the best that he can be. Another great example is Mayweather. He was one of the best forever, and it's because he wanted to, and he set that baseline for himself. There are some people who allow themselves to fall underneath their baseline, and they lose that want and resilience and that drive, and that's where the downfalls come. If you ever find yourself losing that want and resilience, just know that you didn't lose it. You probably just misplaced it. You put it into some other sort of hobby, task, or aspect of your life, and it may be hidden under being lazy with free time. Maybe you decided that free time and sitting at home is your new baseline. And really think about that. Try to change that baseline if that's not what you want in life. Now, if that's what you want in life, it's your life, you do what you want. But find that baseline, get it where you want it, and then use your resilience to move forward. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys for stopping by, listening to my little talk here. I just wanted to give a little story and give my two cents on want, resilience, and baselines in someone's life. Thank you guys.